Greetings, Eric Backer, naturopath from New Zealand, author of Candida Crusher. Thanks for checking out my video. I'm going to talk about vegetable eating today, about the four simple steps you can implement on how you can actually increase the amount of fruits and vegetables you eat in your diet. We all know that we should be eating many serves of vegetables, particularly, but also fruits every day. Interesting research I read a few years ago said that vegetables are much more beneficial for brain health than potentially any other food we can eat, apart from high quality proteins like very fresh fish and good quality free range eggs. But vegetables, especially the deep leafy green vegetables, are the key ones that you want to focus on, but also the colored vegetables for their flavonoid content. So there are many reasons why you want to eat vegetables, and I've gone into this in a lot of my articles and other YouTube videos, but let's talk a bit about vegetable consumption in general, and how you can really increase this. So I'm going to read a bit out of my book in a minute and explain a bit more about these four simple steps. I'd like you to experiment with vegetable eating and look at different ways. A lot of people, my age, particularly in their 50s or 60s, say the vegetables are boring. And that's because they were brought up with a mum or dad who might have just boiled them and then thrown them on a plate with a piece of meat. So meat and 3 vegetables. I mean, how boring is that? So today we don't really cook like that anymore. I tend to have a lot of semi-cooked vegetables. So I like wok cooking, in particular Asian cooking. I like it because the veggies are still crunchy. I don't like raw and I don't like cooked. I like semi-raw. And for me, it's the way to eat vegetables. You may have a different approach. Salad greens, so in summer I tend to eat more lighter stuff. In winter I tend to eat more of the cooked sort of foods, which is a common sense approach. But you need to really look at different ways that you can incorporate vegetables into your diet. I'd also suggest that maybe you do some cooking classes, some Asian cooking classes, or some fusion classes where you learn how to, combine different kinds of vegetables and spices and herbs and things like that and proteins and make some beautiful dishes. So here's an interesting quotation. Life expectancy would grow by leaps and bounds if green vegetables smelled and tasted as good as bacon. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, you can actually mix small amounts of bacon in with things like pumpkin and make them very tasty. Same with chicken. I made a beautiful pork stir-fry dish yesterday with small pieces of roast pork that was cooked the day previous and cut up into chunks and then stir-fried with a lot of vegetables out of the garden, with red onion, shallots, spring onions, bok choy, Chinese vegetables. I had in there, many different kinds of things, and a bit of cilantro thrown in there. It was a lovely dish. And a little bit of tamari soy sauce on there. It was very tasty. If you grow your own vegetables like me, you don't really have to wash them that well, particularly if you don't use any sprays or pesticides. I use a bit of neem oil, mix that with a bit of warm water and spray neem oil on my brassicas, for example, for white butterfly. But apart from that, we use no chemicals at all in the property. So I don't really have to wash my vegetables, apart sometimes from maybe getting a little bit of soil off some of the leaves, but I usually use a bit of straw for a mulch. But if you buy commercial vegetables, you'll need to wash them carefully to make sure you remove any traces of pesticides or things like that off the surface, because you don't really know what's lurking inside anyway. So the first step to a diet richer in vegetables and fruits. First, it's a good idea to tell yourself all the reasons why you should eat fruit and vegetables in increasing amounts in your diet. There are too many reasons why you should eat more of these health foods and less of the processed and refined foods. This will help you stay motivated and make you think twice about buying that bar of chocolate or packet of favourite snack food or whatever treat you may desire. Watch how your digestion and bowel health improves. You will certainly notice this over time with a lot of vegetables particularly. Tell yourself you will be halving your risk of cancer, diabetes and heart disease. Visualize how great and how amazing you're going to look and feel when you get older. Okay? Eating good foods makes you feel good and look good. Eating crappy foods, well, you can work out you're going to look and feel like crap, aren't you? Second step, write a list of all the fruits and vegetables that you enjoy eating and actually like the taste of and wouldn't mind eating on a regular basis. If you put a bit of thought into this, you'll be surprised to find that your list will be a lot longer than you originally thought. This will help you realize that you have many options indeed to pick and choose from, not just the boring green stuff, okay? So get a list. Write down all the foods that you like to eat when it comes to vegetables and fruits. Now with fruits particularly, be careful for the first few months, several weeks, especially on the Candida crusher approach. We don't want lots of we want no dried fruit in our diet at all. No figs or raisins, sultanas. And we also don't want to eat the really sweet, high fructose, high sucrose fruits. I wrote about these extensively in Candida Crusher. So the fruits I recommend usually particularly the initial 4 weeks are green apple, 1 per day. Pomegranate is okay. A small kiwi fruit. Blueberries and avocado. And lemon and lime are always okay to have. But you don't need to really go much beyond that, because you could end up with problems. Right? Third step. Go to your fresh produce store or farmer's market and buy several of your favourite vegetables and fruits. Start by adding 1 new vegetable each week, which means that after a month you will have added 4 new vegetables you wouldn't normally have eaten. Aim for 7 to 9 different vegetables that you will eat on a regular basis. 2 or 3 leafy greens like broccoli, spinach, bok choy or lettuce. 2 or 3 colourful vegetables like bell pepper, eggplant, zucchini, asparagus or corn, for example. And 2 or 3 starchy or root vegetables like sweet potato, pumpkin, parsnip, onion, squash, for example. Now, depending on how you like to eat these vegetables, there are 7 different ways, which I also speak about in another video, on how you can actually prepare these to eat. All right? Step number 4. Understand that what you do for the next 21-day period of time can become a habit. If you begin to incorporate more vegetables into your diet on a daily basis of 21 days, then you may very well find that it becomes part of what you normally do with your regular meal times. When you eat out, be sure to order a meal rich in vegetables, like a Thai or a Japanese dish. It's not hard to do, and once a habit is formed, it will become part of your normal routine. There are many ways that you can increase your intake of fresh produce, depending on how you like to prepare your foods. You can eat the produce raw, steamed, boiled, stewed, baked, stir-fried or deep-fried, which is not good, deep-fried, or microwaved, which I'm not a big fan of either. When you eat vegetables and fruits in their raw state, you're ensuring that your digestive system has access to the valuable nutrients and also the enzymes contained within. Eating produce in a semi-raw state is good as well, and in many cases it will be a more pleasant experience. So the purpose of the video is to explain to you that you can increase your intake of vegetables, and you should, especially if you want to have good levels of lactobacillus and bifidobacteria in the small and large intestine. It's important for you to understand that vegetables create an incredible abundance of good health. You should really focus on increasing them in your diet if you really want to beat Candida, but also beat any kind of digestive problem. All patients I see with chronic diseases, I always start with the intestinal tract first, cleansing, rebuilding, repairing, restoring, putting good food in there. So have a think about those points today, and feel free to drop us a line. Check out yeastinfection.org. Check out my survey on candidacrusher.com, and don't forget my CanXida line of Candida dietary supplements that can be used for a wide range of applications. We've created CanXida Remove. CanXida Restore is coming out very soon, which is my probiotic enzyme combination. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for tuning in.